The retail sales number today was weaker than the market anticipated. And as I say, we're going to see the next data factoring in the significantly greater restrictions as a result of COVID when we get to the November number. What is your big picture view of what is happening with U.S. retail?
Yeah, well, good morning. And we expected some of the commentary this morning, actually, on Walmart and HD's call to be a little bit negative. Our traffic data in the beginning of the month pointed to a little bit of a deceleration. And you could, sort of articulate that to the CNN effect, warmer temperatures throughout the country. But ironically, I just got off the calls for both Walmart and Home Depot, and Home Depot said that so far in November, the first 2 weeks have actually sequentially accelerated from a 23% pace in the month of October. And Walmart outlined that the back half of the quarter got better as back-to-school selling resumed more normally and food strengthened. So, we'll see. I mean, I know that the retail sales number were a little bit softer. They actually, on a year-over-year basis, were actually pretty healthy. So we'll see how it plays out. But the real-time data that we're getting from both Walmart, HD, two big companies, is actually pretty constructive this morning.
So let's just take Home Depot for 1 second, because we did get housing number. NAHB housing market index beat expectations again. The housing market's been, and autos have been two of the really big bright spots. What does Home Depot forecast then for the first quarter as rolling lockdowns continue?
They didn't specifically give a guide, but I would say that their tone on the housing backdrop was about as constructive as I've ever heard them. So I think that bodes well for them. In addition, they spoke to how their pro business, which is about half of their sales, the backlog on the pro business continues to grow and get bigger, which echoes commentary from a number of other home improvement names. So I think the outlook for the home improvement space is very good as we move into the fourth quarter and into the beginning of next year.
Okay, let's explore that a little bit. Are these stocks you want to own when the vaccine effect kicks in? Am I going to be wanting to fix up my house, or am I going to be wanting to go to a bar? Am I going to be spending money at Home Depot or at the bar?
Well, personally, I'd rather go to the bar, but that's just my own thoughts. But I do,
Exactly.
Just to be serious, I do think that you need to be balanced. I think you have to have, and we outlined this in our retail playbook that we published last week. We do think you want to own some names that are going to be comeback players. In my view, that would be the off-price retailers. But I think to abandon some of the COVID winners, just because tougher compares, I think will be short-sighted. A lot of these businesses are going to be significantly better off today than they were 9 months ago. Take Home Depot. Their cash balance surged over the past few quarters. They went out recently and purchased Home Depot supply. A number of other retailers are going to buy back more stock. So I think a balanced approach next year is really the way to play it.
Then let's just end here on Walmart. I'm curious as to how they're looking then at their inventory over the next few quarters, particularly when we got the news today that Amazon is launching an online pharmacy. And I'm sure they didn't mention it, but I can't imagine that that's not worrying them in some capacity.
Yeah, I actually asked that question on the call, and they I think they feel comfortable about where their health and wellness business is at this point in time. I think they're still probably digesting the results on your question on inventory. I mean, their inventory was flat year over year relative to sales up 6%. So they're in very good position. And the bright spot in Walmart's results is really on the gross margin line. Their gross margins are really strong, and part of that's being fueled by better profitability on their digital business. So I think Walmart, which is flat now, should be up. I'm not sure why it's down. That was one of the best prints from Walmart in quite some time. I know the stock closed at a 52-week high yesterday, but the results this morning were really very strong.